Today we're going to be looking at 5.4, point-slope form. Our goal for today is to write and graph linear equations using point-slope form. So first we have to know what point-slope form is. So the equation for point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Now in point-slope form, there's three things that you need to fill out: the y1, the m, and the x1. The m, remember, is our slope. The x1, y1 is an ordered pair. So if you're given a point. So let's just look at example 1. It says writing the equation of a line given a slope and a point in point-slope form. So this is telling us the line passes through -3, 6 and has a slope of -5. So it's giving me our x1, y1, and it's giving me my m. So I literally am just going to follow the formula. It's always y minus your y1 equals your slope times x minus x1. And we're filling in the x1, so I need to erase this right here. So my y1 is 6, so it's y minus 6. My slope is -5. And my x value is -3, so it's x minus -3. I know that minus a negative makes plus a positive, so I'm going to change that, but now I have my answer. Y minus 6 equals -5 times x plus 3. And I'm done. That's my answer. This is point-slope form. So number 2. A line that passes through 1, -4, and has a slope of 3. So again, this is my x1, y1, and it has a slope of 3. So I do y minus my y1, and my y1 is -4. So y minus -4 equals my slope, so that's 3, times x minus x1, and my x1 is 1. I know minus -4 makes plus 4, so my answer is y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 1. So that's writing an equation in point-slope form. Let's look at the next example. It says writing the equation of a line given a slope and a point in slope-intercept form. So we're still going to do the process the same way. If you're given a point and a slope, you have to write your equations in point-slope form. So I have y minus y1, which my y1 is 4, equals the slope, so 1/2, times x minus my x1, which is 2. Now that I have this, what I'm going to do to get it into slope-intercept form is I'm going to solve for y. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So I have to get the y alone. Before I can move the 4 over, I have to get rid of the parentheses. So I distribute the 1/2. So I have y minus 4 equals 1/2 x. 1/2 times -2 is -1, so minus 1. So then from here I need to solve for y. I would add 4 to both sides. So I get y equals 1/2 x, and I can add -1 and 4 together because they're like terms. So -1 plus 4 is +3. So I have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So let's look at number 2. It's the same thing. I start with point-slope form. So I have y minus my y1, so that's -1, equals the slope, so 2, times x minus my x1, which is -4. Both of these were minus negatives, so before I do anything, I need to change them to plus positives. And now I'm going to solve for y. So I distribute the 2 first. So I have y plus 1 equals 2x plus 8. And then I minus 1 on both sides. So I get y equals 2x plus 7, because 8 minus 1 is 7. So this is writing an equation of a line if you are given a slope and a point. Now, every time you write an equation, you have to have a slope. In example 3, it says write the equation of the line given 2 points in slope-intercept form. So we're going to have steps. Our first step is you need to find the slope. And remember, we've already learned how to find the slope from 2 points, right? We do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is going to be my x1, y1. This is my x2, y2. So I find slope. So 4 minus negative 3 over 1 minus negative 2. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 1 minus negative 2 is actually 3. So my slope is 7 over 3. Your next step is to pick a point and then write it in point slope form. In our other examples, we were only given one ordered pair, so we had to use that one. If you're given 2 points, you just pick one. So I'm going to pick negative 2, negative 3, and I'm going to write my equation in point slope form. So I would have y minus negative 3 equals my slope, which is 7/3, times x minus negative 2. So the minus negatives become plus positives. And now I'm going to solve for y, because it says to put in slope-intercept form. So I would take my equation and I would solve for y. Don't get freaked out by the fractions. It's okay. We would have y plus 3 equals, I distribute the 7/3. 7/3 times x is 7/3 x. 7/3 times 2 is 14/3. And I'm subtracting 3 on both sides. So when I do that, I get y equals 7/3 x. 14/3 minus 3 is negative 7/3. So I have y equals 7/3 x minus 7/3. Let's try that one more time. So I'm not going to write the steps out because we have them over here, but it's the same process. Step 1, I find my slope. So I'm going to take, this is my x1, y1. This is my x2, y2. So I'm taking 4 minus 1 over 4 minus negative 2. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus negative 2 is plus 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Now I have to simplify my fraction if I can. 3 over 6, if I divide that, it's actually 1/2. Now I'm going to pick an ordered pair. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pick 4, 4. And I'm going to put it in point slope form. So y minus y1, well in this case our point, so I picked 4, equals the slope, so 1/2, times x minus x1, and in this case I use this point, so I'm going to put the 4 there. I distribute, so now I'm solving for y. I have y minus 4 equals 1/2 x 1/2 times negative 4 is negative 2, so minus 2. And then I solve for y by adding 4. So negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. So I get y equals 1/2 x plus 2. And that's my answer. Now, that was point slope form part 1. Make sure you fill out the Google form, and I will see you guys tomorrow.